Hey, today I'm going to introduce a new camera that I just got. It's by Alfie, and it's this amazing half-frame camera built in the UK. And a year ago, I saw this on Kickstarter. I fund a lot of things and try to support a lot of camera projects on Kickstarter. And I have to say, if you're an alt photographer, someone who's really into, toy cameras, zone plates, pinholes, plastic lenses, this camera is really kind of cool. The design and engineering behind it is incredibly cool. It's very small, as you can see. It's a 35mm camera, and it makes a half frame. So if you think about that, a 36 roll of film, you get, 36 shots out of it. On this camera, you get somewhere between 72 and say 80, depending on how careful you are loading the film. But that's really cost effective, and that's great. Half frame is really neat. It's a vertical format like this, horizontal format like this. But what's the stellar part about this camera, in my opinion, is this 4-lens turret they have here. The camera has a basic meniscus lens that is 30mm. It also has a high quality lens that was custom produced for the camera that is a 33mm. It then has a pinhole that is a 25mm wide angle pinhole. It's like f128, I believe. And then it has a zone plate. It's actually f125. And then it has a zone plate, which is 25mm, which is f56. Each one of those give a very distinct look on this camera. And as someone who works with a lot of alternative processes, that's really great, and especially in a camera this small. Now, I have like the premium version of this camera. It's got the high quality viewfinder, it's got the lens hood, it's got all the features that the camera could possibly have. It has a really nice cap, and most of this camera is 3D printed, and it's beautifully done. It has a built-in light meter. It's very simple. There's an on-off switch here right in front of the camera. You turn it on, and it has a really cool mode setting. It has an aperture priority setting. The meter is right here in the front. And depending on the turret you have, you just cycle through 4 different aperture options, and it has all 4 of those programmed into the camera. It has the ability of obviously setting your ISO, and it has a full manual mode. The camera is charged via USB-C, and I'm told that you can get at least 4 or 5 rolls of film out of a charge. I've had at least that, so the battery's really great. And the battery will be user replaceable down the road, which is apparently very easy, which is fun. The camera is very simple to shoot. Here, I'll take a picture just so you can hear how quiet it is. That's all the noise it makes. And on the bottom here, there's a very simple advance. You have a little white square, and you advance until you get to the next white square. So it's really quite simple. You turn it, the new white square shows up, and you're at the frame. But if you went too far, you can actually rewind it using the rewind lever on top, which is really great. There's also a half frame indicator, or a quarter frame of a half frame indicator on here. So if you're someone like me who likes to do overlapping frames of film and create these really cool panoramics, this camera allows you to do that as well. Also, unlimited multiple exposures. You can just keep taking pictures all day long on the same frame. You can shoot 3 frames and then rewind it and do multiple exposures again. From a creative standpoint, it's super cool. And it's so small. This camera here is actually the 79th one made. It was a small run on Kickstarter, and I believe they're taking pre-orders now for another set of these cameras. Right now, I've got a roll of Ferrania P30 loaded up in here, and I've been playing with a lot of things like long exposures and what happens with movement and shake. This camera is not designed for somebody who's looking for Leica Sharp. If you're looking for Leica Sharp, this is not your camera. But if you're looking for a camera that's fun, it is really fun to shoot with, and that you can mix up different looks from pinhole to zone plate to meniscus lens to higher quality lens, it's wonderful. It is a fixed focus. And from what I'm told, the meniscus lens and the high quality lens, everything from about 5 feet to infinity or near should be in focus. I'm running in the current roll right here a depth of field test, and we will confirm that in future posts. And I'm also doing comparisons of the different lenses, so I'll be able to show you exactly what they looked like. But I just wanted to show you this absolutely amazing tiny camera. I'm working right now a lot with Polaroid material, but this camera is so tiny that I throw it in the bag as well. Again, if you're looking for like Leica Linhof Sharp, this is not it. But if you're someone looking for really what I feel is one of the coolest cameras to hit the market in a long time. The Alfie is absolutely amazing. I'll put a link to their page where you can order the cameras. Once again, they're all hand assembled and handmade in the UK. And I, for one, am incredibly impressed. Stay tuned for future posts. I'll probably do 2 or 3 posts in greater detail on loading the film and some advanced techniques, especially once I get this current roll of film processed. Have a great day. Now go shoot some film.